When you get over this temptation, you're going to overcome the sensation for this temptation. That's transmuting the energy. You beat Satan. Now, if you indulge in that particular temptation, I guess you could call it celebration. Just make sure it ain't with Satan. Now, when the enemy come knocking at your door, you no longer even gonna be tempted for that particular sensation. You get it? So it ain't about going through all that. You're gonna get a lover. It's about overcoming the fact that you even need a lover. Because then when you finally when God finally bless you with a lover, you actually know how to treat the lover. Because now you one body. You one body, your lover one body. When you get together, it's nothing nobody can do to shatter you. You know what goes on in the house stays in the house, in your home. Now, I ain't talking about abusive stuff. I ain't talking about reckless stuff. Of course, you start going through reckless stuff, maybe you better go talk to somebody before you lose yourself. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about typical stuff that comes in relationships, the ups and downs that comes with relationships. You're going to know better to go and talk about it to somebody else because they just tests from God. And you can easily fail a test, even though you feel like you go talk to somebody and they'll teach you how to pass that test. You can easily fail that test just for going to somebody else to talk about a test that God said to you, not them. You get what I'm saying? You finna overcome. You finna. Did women and men know that you can excel past the lustful temptation of sex? I don't think you did. When you finally excel past the lustful temptation for sex, that's when the sex is great. That's when you make love, it's beautiful. It's better than effing. That's when it counts. That's when you're no longer exchanging STDs, you exchanging energy, good energy. You actually fueling whatever vessel of your higher self in the spiritual level. Your spiritual self, your higher self gonna say, finally, we got some premium gas. Finally, we on that premium. And not that 20 oil, not that 20 weight. You dig? You gotta look at it like science now. It's beautiful when you look at it like this. When you look at it like this, you no longer blaming people like me because you're not having sex. Because see, let me tell you something else that's great about this elevation. When you get to this, see, this is the 80 caliber. That don't mean you're in the 80 zone now. It just means you finally elevating to the 80 zone. When you look at it, when you get to this level, when you finally pass this temptation, that temptation that Satan was tempting you with the devil, is gonna be irrelevant. Absolutely, it's gonna be it's gonna be garbage compared to the people that's gonna ask you for your hand in marriage, ask you for your loving relationship. It's gonna be that whole situation. You're gonna be glad you finally got rid of it. Men or women, you no longer gonna want a woman. You no longer gonna need a man. You're gonna have the choice to choose out of a whole bunch of good men and women, true empresses and emperors. See, my goal is to marry an angel this time. Imagine if two angels have a baby together. That's unheard of, you might well say, because all the stories we hear about angels having baby with humans. Now imagine if two angels have a baby together. Ooh-wee. I can't even wait to see the babies. And I take care of people's kids, but I ain't big on having kids. I got one child, love my child. Beautiful little thing, where he was. I don't know how he is now. I'm sure he done got big. I will always love my child. I'm a good father, regardless of what somebody try to write me out to be. And I want to thank the tarot and the spiritual community who finally, I feel, got these people trapped in their own cores, in their own boxes, and see that I ain't the one bitch. I told y'all quit testing me. I told you I want you. I said, don't test me. Somebody gonna test you back and give you hell, and then you gonna attack me. I ain't did nothing wrong to my limbs. All I want is the best for people. All I want is the best for everybody on this earth. Whether you part of my tree or not, I want everybody to save their soul. And then for a person to want somebody to save their soul, they are not gonna teach them to do bad. They're not gonna show them to do bad. Bad can't do good like good can't do bad. And y'all figure that out. And that y'all throw they triangle in the trash when you figure that out. Cause you realize it. Listen to what I'm saying. Bad can't do good like good can't do bad. You realize it. Y'all solved the case. Bad can't do good like good can't do bad. So all y'all had to do is follow the people who was claiming that they were doing good, and it didn't take you no time to see that they were bad, did it? And now it's in closing time. Now it's exit time. Now it's capture time. Now it's lockdown time. Now it's time to imprison the right people. Whether the legal system do their beautiful job or not, who knows? But I can tell you this, right now my ancestors is cleaning up in the cop department and the police department. So I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact, when my father done cleaning that up, they gonna do their job. They gonna do their job so good that their kids and everybody in the whole world gonna look at them like superheroes, just like I said in the past. Right now, they said it was when my ancestors went to the police department side of things, they said it was a lesion crash, a lesion collision, a lesion wreck. Imagine that, y'all. You can only imagine that. You can imagine that. You can say, wow. Imagine that. The police department, the officers, probably all around the world, have became have got so consumed with so much evil, they turned into lesions. You can just visualize that. And let's say God reset, boom. Everybody got a clean slate. And I decided to go out here. I say, I'm gonna go backwards for a little bit. I'm gonna go on back. Just for a while, God. I go on back, and then that automatically transform one cop into a demon from the legions. Oh, and then if I decide to stay on down now, this just my end. It could be anybody now. If I decide to stay on down, and then it transmute to a few of them. It go from 1 to 3 to 4 of them. And then I said, I'm gonna just stay on down here. I ain't gonna even worry about going back. I feel good down here. Next thing you know, it's lesions. Again. Justice gotta come and reset this place once more time again. That's why y'all rubbing your heads. Oh, I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. You should never do unto others you want done to you. When Jesus spoke these parables, I was wondering, I've been reading the Bible a lot lately. I was wondering why he was so for sure of himself. But I see it now. Why would a snake eat itself? Once you keep distorting the energy, it goes from looking like the Ouroboros to a snake eating itself. When you rob somebody else, you rob yourself. When you talk bad about somebody else, you talk bad about yourself. Eventually, they come right back around to you. Yeah, you got a period of time. That's why Satan itself can only give you 5 to 7 years of guaranteed good life. Even if Satan didn't want to give you 5, even if Satan wanted to give you 20 years, even if Satan wanted to give you 11 years, it's impossible. Because see, it's energy. And you cutting through other people's energy. You cutting through energy. It's not an energy to be shared. Our God is perfect. God is so perfect. He made this place. He made this life where every individual must endure their own energy. When you cut into somebody else's energy, it's only a matter of time for that energy come back and strike yourself. You're eating yourself. And that's why other nationalities didn't involve themselves in our hell, in my nationality hell. because it was a setup from hell in the first place. They knew it. And you can't blame them for, that's the competition at the end of the day. They ain't got to tell you nothing. You gonna keep eating yourself? You gonna keep eating yourself? Well, that's more money for us. Well, that's more karma for us. Well, that's more good times for us. See what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing when you recognize energy. The way Jesus Christ, my brother, recognized energy, if I could really truly dig in, I don't really want to, but I do want to, but if I could truly dig into it like my brother did to it, they probably will have to get rid of me before I get to that point. Because I can pretty much guarantee from the knowledge that I done learned so far on the spiritual side, ain't nobody supposed to be saying, and listen to what I told y'all a long time ago. The first person who decided to kill a person, family to this very day, is curse and plague until they decide to break the curse of killing. In other words, the first person who killed somebody that's ever known to man, 9 times out of 10, they family probably built their corporation on killing. You see how that works? Boy, isn't it beautiful? Energy. Thank you, Father. Thank you for helping me understand the true science in energy, in human energy, in natural energy, in the first energy. Like I said, technology wouldn't exist if we didn't have it, if the natural energy that was in humans, in animals, in the plants didn't exist. You think they just pulled it out of thin air? If it wasn't for me to be in the depths of solitude to this degree, I wouldn't have never figured this out, and I wouldn't have never been able to tell y'all this out there. So let's all thank God for this right here. Amen.